Hello and happy birthday to my Geminis. All right, Geminis, let's get right into it. The moon has moved into Leo. All right. So hopefully when the moon was in Cancer, even though these readings are timeless, but hopefully you are following the moon phases. So when the moon is in Cancer, you got some downloads. You thought about some creative ideas of things you can create. So, and hopefully you journal those ideas, whether you're writing a book, you be creating cards, I don't know, coloring book, whatever you're creating, right? Music, a new hairline for somebody, like a hair care line or something like that. Whatever it is that you're creating, write all of that information down, right? But there's greatness. This is what you're saying. There's greatness inside of me. That's going to be your that's what you're going to be putting out into the universe. There's greatness inside of me. So this reading is for the 1st through the 8th of June. So happy 1st of the month. For those of you all who are tuning in for the first time and coming back, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Let's do it. 315, declutter life. So create mental space. Your state of mind is a direct reflection of your physical space. So your angels are signaling to you that your work needs to be done, here. The time is right now to declutter your space as a way to also declutter your mind. So take an inventory of the room that you're currently in. Is there one thing that you can clean, store, donate, recycle, or throw away? So yeah. Think about it. Let's see with these cards here. Like in terms of communication, is there something that you can just kind of donate, store away, just to kind of sort of make some room so you can just kind of sort of clear your mind? So let's see. Angel, the dispenser of justice, right? So this speaks to Libra. So pour into yourselves more. The Libra rules 7th house. So they're still telling lies about you, but you don't care. So whoever this is, it's you versus you. So there could be a Libra or a Taurus, low vibrational, especially if you're high vibrational. That could be telling something, saying that you're leaving them behind. So somebody has a demon of lust. Somebody has a lying spirit, right? The new one is extra special. So again, you're decluttering your life, right? So somebody's still talking about you. You know, like I said, they're still stubborn, whatever. You're tossing something into a burning bowl, keeping your vibrations high, and you're listening to your inner voice. I feel like you're operating in the spirit of love. You're decluttering your life. Somebody's associated with nightmares, so they're a druid, right? You're stepping through your portal. Portal means just the next phase of life. You know, you're stepping into this next phase of life, right? And just knowing that there's greatness inside of you. This color green right here lets me know that you're operating in the spirit of love. So you're already in, my regrets lying to you about something. So you're keeping moving forward. Don't cast your pearls before swine. Your ancestors have a message. Okay, that's good. Let's get into your reading. All right, let's get into your reading, Geminis. Let's do it. Again, happy birthday to each and every one of you all. Hopefully you all are having a great birthday. Drop some comments below about what you all want for your birthday. We still do giveaways. So let me know. Drop some comments below. So if you're new to my channel, again, welcome. We do giveaways for birthdays. So drop comments below what you would want for your birthday. That includes free readings. So just so you know, FYI. Free readings are pretty short, so they're not the regular length readings, just so you know. So, but yeah, you're moving on from distractions. You're moving on from any kind of distractions of people comparing you to somebody else, and you know, after all the sacrifices that you made, all of that, who is better than somebody who looks somebody, two energies did something behind your back, you know, use a third party to lie about something. I mean, so that's why somebody regrets lying to you. They were probably afraid because what's below the heart chakra is fire. They were probably bullied or afraid to tell you the truth about something. But anyway, so somebody was determined to enlighten you. Somebody was like, I'll tell you what happened. Yeah, so because you don't look like what you've been through. So somebody knows the truth and they were determined to tell you. And something is overwhelming. Something is overwhelming. But they have full working knowledge of something. So somebody was determined to tell you everything. Yeah. So, and they're keeping it high vibrational, but they were determined to tell you. So you may feel like you're being blindsided by some information by two people, but it's like two energies wanted you to meet some kind of, unfortunate end behind closed doors. So a team was put together. I mean, just ridiculous. So whoever these energies are, they wanted you, these two karmics, something was just a transaction for them. It's a transaction for them. So something is coming to you very soon. Something is coming right to your door very soon, to let you know what happened, to talk to you. But that their energy was calling you a nightmare. So yeah. Something having to do with a knife. Or somebody who has some, yeah. Somebody from your past. Somebody from your past. Um, um, was just like out like doing stuff at night, and your ancestors kept alerting you to something. That's why somebody was having nightmares about something. But your ancestors were alerting you to something. They were alerting you to something, and somebody kept on playing games. But something happened during a Saturn return, like where you were getting structured. Somebody started talking to somebody during your Saturn return. Somebody started talking to somebody about, playing games on the Saturn return. Yeah. So here we have High Priestess, but your intuition kicked in, right? Intuition kicked in, and you know your worth and you know your value. hmm If somebody wanted to play a game. So in hindsight, this kind of the overarching theme for this cycle. It's like people looking like kind of in hindsight, like what you didn't see then, you're seeing something now, right? In hindsight, because you and somebody don't look like what you've gone through, but in hindsight, somebody would have saved somebody from a very poisonous environment. Just even working with certain people, working with somebody's family, you would have just, saved somebody from a very poisonous environment, and them even being an open book. But certain things you can't see, even, talking about being an open book. But somebody from your past decided to link up with somebody to play a game. They thought it was use somebody as a pawn in a game to cause you a nightmare, right? There's the King of Wands here. To like wear the skin of someone else, like act like they were someone else. This would be like almost act like they were like, you know, um, They act like they were someone else. Hmm. Somebody has a really, really sick ex-friend, ex-love interest, or whatever, who thought you was a fool, who wanted to make you look like a fool. This could have been somebody's friend, ex-love interest, or whatever, but they were waiting for a Saturn return, like waiting for you to move on from something. Um, somebody felt very much alone, like they were alone. Two of Wands here. But whoever this is, somebody felt very much alone being around these two energies. Somebody felt very, very much alone being around these two energies. Um, maybe they were listening to water, just kind of sort of remembering, times maybe if you and somebody traveled, they were just kind of staring out at the window, like waiting on something, just remembering. Hmm. Just waiting for something to end, just like waiting for something to just be over with. Um, yeah, somebody felt really, really restricted. Somebody was an open book and they just felt really, really restricted by these two energies. Just blindsided and just felt restricted, kind of like behind closed doors. Hmm. I feel like it's your gifts, your high priestess gifts, that just really kind of sort of like expose something. Like your light high priestess gift exposed something of like paying attention to something. Like you really paid attention to something. Paid attention to cause people to pay attention to two energies. Pay attention to these three energies, really. Um, in this financial independence. Like, how are these three energies? How are these people being financially independent? So, because you're on top of something about your gifts, and you speaking up, you're on top of something. You get a lot of downloads in your sleep. A lot of downloads you get in your sleep. So, and they're very clear, very, very clear. So the fact that you all communicate and you speak up is that your voice is your weapon. Your voice is your weapon. The fact that you speak up, you're not afraid to speak up and tell people to cut people off. Like, for real, y'all not afraid to tell people, hey, look, if people start arguing with you, you gotta just cut them off. You're playing mind games, stop talking to them. Like, you're not afraid to tell people to end the situation, just be done with it. You just start in the middle of a situation. That's a part of dark magic. The fact that, like how I teach when I'm reading my cards, I tell people all the time, it's like, that's a part of dark magic. Somebody just start arguing with you out of the blue. You don't even know what they're talking about. And the normal thing to do is ask somebody, like, hold on, give me a minute to process. Like, what? My mind was somewhere else. What we talking about again? That's normal. Like to say, wait a minute, hold on. Let's start from the beginning. What was that? They don't want to start at the beginning. Conversation over. That's it. That's the end of that. You're not driving me crazy. King of Wands. Yeah. Nope. It had me scrambling through my brain trying to figure out what you're talking about when I'm asking you to start at the beginning. Mm-mm. Nope. It's playing mind games. As if People don't have anything else to think about. Just playing mind games. And these energies just like to play games with people's mind, drive people crazy, make them feel like they're not smart, have you sitting there all day long thinking about the wrong stuff. That's part of dark magic. Nope. So that's why you're decluttering your life. You're creating mental space, because when you're around people, especially as an air sign, your heart is in the right place and you're learning how to make the connection. When you're talking to people, I'm talking about when you talk to your loved ones and they just sound like they talking off the top of their head. A lot of times they're around energies who are playing mind games with them. They're not losing their mind. That's a lot of times. It's not all the time, but they're around people who are playing mind games, creating a nightmare for them where they can't even process their thoughts. They basically, in this case right here, they're putting a fire up under them. They're not thinking fast enough. They're bullying them. Like basically, you ain't thinking fast enough. You're not, basically treating them like they're in basic training. You're not thinking fast enough. You're not doing this fast enough. You know, the person just feels like they can't, they just spaced out. They can't do nothing right. So time to act. You don't have to know everything in advance. Take the first step and watch it all unfold. You can deal with whatever your path reveals. You are ready. Yep, you are ready. Yeah. Life is a gift. Life is unfolding for you. So seize the day and make the most of every chance. Be sure to be true to yourself and live life to the fullest. It's time to take out all the noise. So I don't know who I'm talking to here, but yeah, leave all the distractions behind. When you're talking to loved ones and they just sound like they just talking off the top of their head, pay attention to that. Don't just gloss over that. Pay attention to it. Somebody is trying to tell you something to read between the lines. Stay true. So the need for validation from others is an illusion. You are not responsible for how others perceive you, but it is your responsibility to stay true to yourself. That's something you're passing down to someone who, really believe, this is the I believe sign, that they needed validation from people who were smarter, who had more education, who had more something going on. These energies were using this to cause somebody to overthink and make them feel like they weren't smart enough. Mind games. Anybody can be in any room. That's anybody. For real. That's anybody can be in any room with anybody. That's a part of dark magic to do that to a person. That was intentional. So embodiment. Now is the time to make your mark in the world. You decide what feels right to you. Embody your leadership power and create your world out of your deepest desires. So as a leader, like I said before, you're passing that down to someone that you love. Let them know, get up, exit stage left, you out. Yeah, so the new one is extra special. Somebody has, like I said, somebody could have, like I said, you have love coming across your path, uh, in your life. But like I said, in hindsight, usually when you have new love coming in, somebody from your past will try to resurface. Where's the card? You're a prayer warrior. So Source will give you, somebody's having a tower moment. Somebody's starting to remember. These two right here lets me know you're having a tower moment. So you're starting to connect who's connected whom to whom. That's what all this air is for. So a lot of information is coming to you in the air and it's letting you know who is connected to whom from your past. Like if, for instance, if there are energies who are connected to believing lies about you from your past, that's going to be a no. That's going to be an instant no. Especially if it was a lie and it was something painful, it's something that you don't even need to address. It's ridiculous. No, like somebody saying that you were a dark witch or something, like, When you shine a light on some stuff, like, that's gonna be a no. You have bigger fish to fry. You got stuff to do. Somebody's a light high priestess. I'm talking about you. You're a light high priestess, and you are here enlightening people. That would be too much of a distraction for an air sign in general. That's you, Aquarius, and Libra. That's too much to think about, for real. That's just too much to unpack in your brains. So there's greatness in you. There you go. Yeah, somebody definitely thought you were a dark witch. Mm-mm. Nope. And that was going all through the air. So inhale peace, exhale anxiety. Now, if anything, you're shining a light of like what to look for if people are practicing darkness, to stay away from it. Mm-mm. No, it's the opposite. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Continue being a prayer warrior. Continuing to shine a light on dark spaces. That's going to help a lot of people and their families. You never know whose kids are out here. You don't know what kind of dark stuff people are into. But if you continue to study, however you're studying and enlightening people, Gemini, it's going to help more people than you realize. You'll see. So I'm talking to you wherever Gemini is in your birth chart. Gemini rules third house. So you don't have to be a Gemini sun sign, but wherever Gemini is in your birth chart, I'm talking to you. But like I said, greatness in you. Inhale peace, exhale anxiety. You really don't know who you are enlightening out here about this darkness that's going on out here. But no, you're not, somebody's not a dark, you're not practicing darkness. You're exposing it. There's a big difference. There's a big, big difference. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. See you in the next video. Bye.